Hey, young people! Yeah, that's a pretty good video, man. It got me fired up when I first watched it. Because I watched it and I didn't read anything about it. Sometimes I like watching a video cold. So, I'm going to go ahead and play it, and I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I mean, if you want to go click on the video on the link, I'll put a link. It's used on the Fair Use Act. I'll have a link to it. So, we have a... oh, shit. I'm hitting the wrong damn button here. Alright. So, we got a cop pulling up to a gate, and his dash cam's on. And for some reason, the audio isn't on yet. So, his video's working, but the audio... So, you don't hear the call on what he's there for. And I'm assuming this sign right here says no trespassing, keep out, private property, blah, 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 blah. Basically, he's posting his area. Okay, I want you to notice the government official here, confident, doing his job, walking up to a private property sign. He glanced at the sign, you can tell he read it. He's got his camera on there, and the gate's locked. Okay, we call that a clue. If the gate's locked, remember on private property, if the mailman can't access it, then it's not a public path. It's private. If the mailman can walk up to that house and drop a package off, then it's considered public. And that's a good test. That's not a legal test, but that's a good test when you go in court on whether or not the cops had the right to be there. Could the mailman have been where the cop was when the cop saw the illegal activity, etc.? And if their mailman could be there, then the cop's going to be found it was okay. Mailman, don't be climbing fences to bring package in your car. Shit, you're lucky if they even drop it at the front gate. They'll probably drag it down the road to throw the damn thing out the window. Climbing a fence. Not good. No warning. No assertion of authority. No demanding entry. No announcing. No knock notice. Police, sheriff, nothing. Just climbed the fence and walked on in. Man, this starts off bad. This is not a good thing. So he walks out in an area. I think let's just dispatch running someone else. So I'm going to advance forward to where homeowner arrives at home. And I think it's around the 9. Here we go. Maybe the 9 something mark.
They come back on a 1996 Toyota Tacoma, red in color.
Green in color. I love that dispatch. It's freaking green. Green in color. Shit's been saying for 100 years since radio's been developed. Okay. So, when I first saw this, I was like, I like this guy. He gets home, keeps his gate locked, he wants his privacy, he sees a cop car parked in front of his house. Not a fan of it, but I'm not sure I agree with what he did next, but so far I like this guy. Now he's got a key to the gate. That's a clue. He probably lives there. He's probably authorized there. Okay, those 3 bangs, I'm like, damn, he's kicking the cop car. I mean, that's a little excessive. A cop blocks your driveway. I'm pissed. I'm not going to start kicking his car. That seems a little unreasonable, but I get the guy wants his privacy and don't want the cops around. So, I think he just kicked a mirror. So he probably broke the 2 mirrors. I kind of like this guy, but I'm not sure his tactics are. 30, 36, 12, 36.
Sheriff's office! Sheriff's office!
Okay. So when I heard this and I heard sheriff's office, I'm thinking the guy's in the car. Or he's behind the car. Remember, the cop is on his freaking property. Behind him already walked in there. And now he's announcing himself Sheriff's Department. It's a little late. Had he done it before? Would he have heard it? No. Would things be changed? I don't know. So the guy kicks the car. I'm kind of like, okay, that's a little excessive. Now he pulls out a gun and shoots the car. You know, I'm trying to be on this guy's side, but he's kind of losing me a little bit here. Although I like his no bullshit approach.
I got shots fired down here around Jackson Street. Sheriff's office!
Okay, notice the suspect. I'm thinking earlier when I heard him kicking the doors, maybe he was shooting because he's reloading. He only fired a couple rounds, unless he just likes to keep his gun full. But right now he's reloading his gun.
1233. Now in unit here at Jackson Street.
Now, I didn't know whether this was mom or girlfriend or this in the car, but he's like, you know what? This is my property. Cop's blocking it. I showed him I don't want his car there. I sent a message. I'm not sure how clear my message was, but I was trying to convey that I didn't want government around my house. So here's where I got a little bit of problem. He seems like he's being aggressive and kind of forcing this woman. So I'm kind of like, all right. Did this woman say, man, you shouldn't have shot the cop car, this is going to go bad? Then he grabs her and kind of forces her in the car. I'm kind of like, man, is this woman used to this guy doing this? She doesn't seem like she's resisting a lot.
No, that's it. What's on?
Okay, you hear in the background the cops are saying en route, they've got units, shots fired. So units are coming, and this is probably at, you know, a minute or so in. So now the guy gets in his car and drives out of sight.
Sheriff's office.
You notice the sheriff is breathing hard and his heart rate's up. Because he knows his kind of shit's weak. Right now, he's probably rethinking his plan of climbing a fence, going into an unknown area, alone, out in the middle of nowhere, where cover is several minutes out. And I say it's several minutes out because as the video progresses, you're going to tell how long it takes for him to get cover, which is a long time. Okay, so now he's trying to order the guy on the ground. Now, I'm kind of with the guy here. Okay, I come back to my house. You're on my freaking property. Why are you here? You're blocking my driveway. I mean, I'm not sure I would start shooting, but I don't know. I'd definitely be unhappy and pissed.
Put it down! Put it down! Please!
Now, you can hear the voice in the cop, very excited. He's going into fight or flight. He's panicking. He knows this shit's going, I mean, in this cop's mind right now, he knows this is going downhill fast, and he's pretty much lost control. He's trying to scream his way back into control and get compliance. But what cops miss is a lot of times we get out there and we got our badge and our gun and we think we got the authority and we got the government behind us. But almost 99% of law enforcement contacts ends up being voluntary compliance. When voluntary compliance stops or goes down the tube, we're in a very vulnerable and unequal position, which is why cops like to travel in partners and 2 or 3 people. We always want to have backup because we know when shit goes bad, man, you don't want to be caught out there by yourself one-on-one because that's just not good odds. Okay, you heard several shots fired. You heard the cop yelling, no, no. He just put out shots fired before. I mean, this guy, to me, and I'm not cracking on him. I'm just pointing out things that I see that he could have done better. He didn't really put out information. He didn't put out, look, I'm on the property. My car's at the front. The shots are coming from the front. I don't know how many people are here. I'm going to hide in the woods till backup gets here, etc. He continued to go approach or to go in and find out what's going on his own. Is that good, bad, and different? Well, some people say, well, he's there to serve and protect, and maybe he thought somebody was in danger, and maybe he was got. You know what? You got to reevaluate. He was out there. He could have hid in the woods. He could have took cover. He could have took a position of advantage. He could have got to where he could have shot the guy if he did return fire. It sounds like he kind of, when the guy pulled around the corner in his truck, he tried to challenge him and start ordering him around on his property. And that shit usually doesn't go over real well. And the cop was thinking more like, hey, I'm on a public road. I'm pulling you over on a traffic stop. I can take control. I have a right to be here. I'm not sure that cop has a right to be on that property right now. Okay, so you can see the cop. He's beat-feeting the hell out of there. And he's running this way now. He's not putting out updates. He's in, I gotta get the hell out of here. Distance is my friend.
Now wanting to be 43 status.
And I just want to bring up a side note here. People to climb over fences on country property, it pisses people off. Because the last thing we want is a saggy-ass gate. We're tired of people standing. A gate's meant to swing. It's not meant to climb or stand on. Pisses me off when people tear up my gates. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, we call this hot pursuit. This guy's defending his property. Property owner. Chasing government. Government. Maybe he shouldn't have been there. Government's not winning right now. That's always kind of a good thing in my book. I know people be like, how can you say? Alright, whatever. Hang on. Let the video progress. It's getting there. Man, I'm not sure. That guy must have a 357. He took a shot in the shoulder there. Took it pretty good. And still recovered and returned fire. His tactics, his mindset, his pursuing. He was pissed off before. I mean, this guy's got a lot of good things going for him, but takes cover. He uses cover and concealment, gets behind that pole, and I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. He's behind that pole right there. He comes around the corner, keeping his body concealed after he's been shot, and returns fire. I mean, man, that gun's kicking like a mule. That looks like my little 357 Airlight. When I fire that sucker, that's how it jumps in hand. So, he fires around, and then it looks like he's going to try and...
43 status taken. I'm here.
Shots are fired.
Here, what did he say he was here? Rest of the time, no one be 43 status.
Okay, so dispatch goes, did you say you're hit? I mean... dispatch and the radio, look, when somebody puts out shots fired, normally in most agencies they have what's called radio silence, code 33, clear the air, turn the beeper on, whatever you want to call it, but you make sure that nobody talks so the guys out there where shots are fired can get out information. Again, if this guy put out, I'm hit, and somebody else is carrying a mic, or dispatch is in there eating a freaking donut, reading their books, and you know, now she's going to have to ask, did you say you were hit? Why aren't you monitoring the damn radio? You got an officer out there freaking saying shots fired, and now you're not even monitoring the damn radio saying, what? Did he say he was hit? Oh, my God. Okay, the guy gets in the car and drives off. It's a smart move on his part. He's going to create distance. He doesn't know if this guy went to reload or is getting more ammo. He's been hit. When you're hit, you don't know how fast you're going to bleed out. You don't know how bad you're hit. You don't know if you're a vital organ. You don't know if you're already dead. You don't even know it. So for him to get in his car and start creating distance is good on a lot of levels. on one level, he's going to have to be able to get out over the air where he's at and get a good location. Two, he's probably moving closer to a fire department or ambulance, which is going to increase the speed at which he gets medical care. He's also going to get to a public area where maybe somebody can help him, maybe a doctor, nurse, somebody coming by will see him bleeding, and he's going to be able to speed up to where the officers can get to him, and he'll have backup. Because right now, remember, he put in shots fired a long time ago, and there still ain't nobody here. So the officer knows he's out in the boonies, and to be climbing fences like that, man.
Now, 143 Saturday.
Listen. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay, it didn't lose my place.
Copy, officer hit at 61 Jackson Street.
I'm back in my car.
I'm kind of surprised he stops at the stop sign here. My shit would be siren, would be blaring. I'd be running people off the road. This cop does pretty good. He stops at the stop sign.
Now, when all you see for 230 to his location of 51 Jackson.
Listen to the heart rate, the breathing. Again, that fight or flight is so key to understand it so you can control it when you get in these situations. His heart rate's shooting up, 200, tunnel vision, auditory exclusion. He's bleeding. His blood vessels are shutting down so he doesn't lose blood. If he's shot in a large muscle group, he's losing more blood because the body in that fight or flight has sent all that blood from your fingertips and toes, and you start losing fingers, you start losing feeling, you start losing dexterity. That's why I say I don't like a slide release. I like using large muscle groups. Pull that slide back with the hand. Don't try to find a small thing, because right now all your blood is going to those vital organs, your oxygen, air, heart, legs, muscle groups, everything's going in survival. So he's going through all this right now, and if he understands that, he'll be able to try and control his breathing. He'll be able to slow down so he doesn't hyperventilate, so he doesn't jack his heart rate up. He'll be able to lower his heart rate. Understanding fight or flight when this shit happens will help you survive. He's really breathing hard and out of breath and pumping, and that's increasing his blood loss. It's increasing his heart rate, which is pumping more blood out of his system. If he could control that, that would have been better. He's not passing his car. I'd be like, dude, I'm freaking going 100. I'm still breathing hard. Sounds like he's getting a little control of his breath. He's not really updating his location. He still hasn't given a suspect description in case he dies. I want to know who did it. I want it on record that I... Okay, so now he's starting to articulate what's going on, which is good, because it's going to help him calm down. It's going to make him feel like he's in control. It's going to give him a sense of control back in his life, that I'm not just going to die out here in the road and I got to give up. I got to stay in the fight. I got to get to the... He didn't put the description out, but he said I was shot twice. I'm bleeding pretty bad. I'm on the road. He's keeping focus, which is good. I still think he's driving a little slow. I'd be passing. Some people are going to say he shouldn't have drove at all, because if he passes out, he's endangering the public. He could run off the road and hurt somebody. So, you know, there's always a lot of if, and, buts, coconuts. But, hey, I think you guys are doing pretty good. Okay, he's kind of calming down. Said he's heading toward the railroad tracks on so-and-so. somebody's driving by. Look at this damn cop speeding. Ain't got his lights on. Damn cops driving crazy. Probably going to go get a donut. Just driving like that. He would be out there fighting this guy and still bleeding, and still no backup is in sight. It's kind of getting in the city with a lot of people. I'm not sure I wouldn't pull over so they know my location. Maybe have somebody help me stop the bleeding. He's continuing to drive. He's going to pull over in this gas station here. Say he wanted to make sure the guy wasn't following him.
Yeah, we're trying to find it.
I'm at this convenience store park. I want to make sure you wouldn't follow me.
Okay, so they cut the tape there. They don't go into, when officers get there, what they do for first aid, etc. Now, I was kind of on this guy's side saying, you know what? Cop had no business climbing this damn place. He did announce. You come back, you find some guy running around your property. Good for him for shooting him, and I got no problem with it. Well, when it comes found out, the officer was going there because the mom called for a welfare check on her son for mental health issues. Now, if a guy's got mental health issues and you're going out to deal with him on country property, most country people living on country property got guns. And, I mean, to be climbing fences and going out there without announcing, without trying to make contact. Had he made contact with mom, I'm now thinking that mom's in the truck. So some more information in the video, you can go to the link, but it says, you know, mom was held hostage. There was a 6-hour standoff. Everybody lived. The cop and him lived, and he was in custody facing a bunch of charges. But he had mental health issues. And, I mean, they called for a welfare check. And a lot of cops take welfare checks, and I'm guilty of it too. You know, it's like, oh, shit. Let me go knock. Somebody didn't answer the phone. Somebody's freaking panicking because they didn't hear from them in an hour, and now they want us to go do a welfare check. And things become routine, and you do these things kind of a normal course. Now, I'm not climbing a fence and walking on someone's property on a welfare check without backup, without announcing, without making damn sure that there's nobody in the house or somebody knows that I'm there in an official capacity, has the police, and that neighbors here or something. Now, when you're out, I mean, I've gone out to do warrants on places like this house, and we've climbed fences and we've snuck up on a house through the woods, and there was only 2 of us, and we didn't know how many people were there, but we knew we wanted our guy. We found out a location. Somebody, you know, down the street said, yeah, he's staying with Billy Bob. Yeah, if you go down this house. Yeah. And we're like, you know what? We've had a bunch of dead leads. Screw it. If he's there, we want him. So, you know, it's 8 o'clock at night. Me and my buddy, we're up. Joe, I think we're out in Placer County somewhere. And we're like, shit, let's just go, man. So we put out our location as a code 5. Code 5 means we're on a stakeout. So now everybody knows where we're at, and they know we're out there. And so we climb the fence and we start sneaking up on a house, and we're trying to gather intel, and sure as shit, somebody sees, I think they saw Joe. It wasn't me, they saw Joe. I don't remember who they saw, but it was like, shit! And here comes a flashlight. Hey, what are you doing on property? You better get. We see guns in here. We're like, hey, police, police. And we start retreating. And, you know, there was a standoff a little bit. They were like, what the fuck are you doing? Blah, blah. We're looking for some. And we're hiding behind trees. And we're kind of talking it out, but we were at a disadvantage. Had they just come out shooting, we'd have probably been screwed a little bit. I mean, we'd have fought our way out of there, but look, we had a felony warrant. The guy was there. We had somebody tell us he was there. We were following up on lead. We were trying to gather intel, and it went to shit because they knew we were there. So anyway, I can't remember if we ended up getting a guy or they end up saying, get the hell out of here, and wouldn't tell if he was there. Or, I mean, you know, over time, these stories and everything kind of get diluted because there's just so many that are similar, and sometimes the facts get crossed. But I know we got out of there without getting any type of shooting, but I don't think we end up leaving with our suspect. And I don't know if we found out if he was there or not, but I think we just cut our losses. You know what? This is going nowhere fast, and we're kind of, You know, we climb over the fence. We're probably legal by the letter of law, but people are going to be giving us shit like, why did you do this? So we just end up backing our way out of there, climbing over the fence, getting our car, and saying, whew, that was close. Let's go have a donut and get out of here. All right, we'll end that there.